In Venezuela, the Supreme Court of Justice unobjectively certified the results of the presidential election of July 28th, presented by the National Electoral Council. Let's see the details.
During a solemn session in the premises of the country's highest court, the President of the Supreme Court of Justice, Caricela Rodriguez, validated the results of the presidential elections, which granted victory to Nicolas Maduro Moros as re-elected President of Venezuela for the 2025-2031 term.
I hereby certify in an unobjectionable manner the electoral material and validate the results of the presidential election of July 28, 2024, issued by the National Electoral Council, in which Nicolas Maduro was elected as President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. For the constitutional period 2025 to 2031, it is so decided.
In addition, the magistrate of the Supreme Court of Justice also stated that the expert analysis of the tally sheets coincided with the machines in the totalization room.
Based on the results obtained in the expertise process, we can conclude that the bulletins issued by the National Electoral Council regarding the 2024 presidential election are supported by the tally sheets issued by each of the voting machines deployed in the electoral process, and, likewise, these tally sheets maintain full coincidence with the records of the databases of the national totalization centers.
Consequently, the President of the Judiciary urged the National Electoral Council to publish the final results of the electoral process of last July 28, in accordance with the provisions of the electoral law.
The National Electoral Council is urged to publish the final results of the electoral process, held on July 28, 2024, for the election of the President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela in the Electoral Gazette of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, as provided in Article 155 of the Organic Law of Electoral Processes.
Likewise, the President of the Supreme Court of Justice informed that the former presidential candidate of the ultra-right, Edmundo Gonzalez, did not comply with the call made by the Electoral Chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice and did not submit the electoral material requested.
That the former candidate Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia did not attend any of the phases of this process, to which he was summoned, and therefore, he did not comply with the order of this, the highest instance of the contentious electoral jurisdiction of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, nor with the consignment of the tally sheets, the list of witnesses, nor any electoral material. Consequently, he disregarded the mandate in frank and respect to the judicial authority.
In this context, the Attorney General of Venezuela, Tarek William Saab, highlighted the importance of the work of the Supreme Court of Justice in the fulfillment of justice for the defense of democracy.
The Electoral Chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice has issued a truly transcendental and historical ruling for the country. I also consider as Attorney General of the Republic that the same is a mandatory compliance in all its parts. It validates the laws issued by the only existing electoral power in the country, which is the National Electoral Council in the terms already known.
For his part, the Foreign Affairs Minister of Venezuela, Iván Gil, demanded the international community to stop foreign interference in the internal affairs of the Venezuelan people.
Today it is clear, the whole process is well written, how the details of the electoral process were carried out, the competences of the Supreme Court of Justice, its electoral chamber and the competences of the National Electoral Council, and it is very important for the world to know that in Venezuela the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic has triumphed, the rule of law has triumphed, its institutions have triumphed. And once again, in Venezuela, we demand respect. We demand non-interference in internal Venezuelan affairs, which, as you have been able to see live and direct on television, are matters that have a solution within the framework of our Constitution.
With this final ruling, the Supreme Court of Justice ratified the victory of the re-elected president, Nicolas Maduro, in the election of July 28, after the campaign promoted by the extreme right wing that sought to disregard the powers of the Venezuelan state and to implant an alleged matrix of fraud, while through social networks they incited fascist actions.